Die-hard, America's most...
Years as a Major League manager, Sparky Anderson has had enormous success with both the Reds and the Tigers, but never has he had a more difficult season than this one. The Tigers with a record of 23-35, they're last in the AL East. This after years of being one of the solid teams in baseball, and Sparky has suffered, even leaving the ball club for 2 weeks because of exhaustion, with Coach Dick Trzaskowski taking over. And Sparky Anderson has joined us from Toronto, where the Blue Jays will go up against the Tigers. Sparky, first of all, how do you feel?
I feel great, Marv, but let me tell you this. I'm stupid because all I've done all my life is talk to players about, you come out here, you do the very best you can do, you leave it here when you go home, don't take it home to your family, you come back tomorrow, it'll still be here. But for 19 years, I always kept it inside. This isn't the first year. For 19 years, I suffered this way. I was just young enough to overcome it. And like the doctor told me, he said, you're 55 now. If you're going to put that kind of stress on yourself, you ain't going to be around long doing this job.
Sparky, there have been some key injuries, most notably to Jack Morris, who seems to be coming on, and Alan Trammell. But were you and the ball club guilty of false hopes about this particular group, excessive expectations?
Well, I think, Marv, if you remember in '87, they picked us 5th, and we came on and we won it. In '88, they picked us 5th again, and we lost by 1 game. And we had a lot of injuries the last 5 weeks. We really felt that through those 2 years, doing those things, we could do it again. There's no question about that. We've had a lot of injuries, but that is not the problem. We have just not scored runs.
Now, at times, you have been a bit on the over-enthusiastic side about some of the young players you've had. Rookie infielder Torey Lovullo comes to mind. You were quoted 2 weeks ago in the Sporting News as saying, we had to have a young player. We can't always depend on veterans. We can't keep them around until they're 50, no matter how much we like them. Has that been the major problem?
Yes, we have to be able to develop some young players. You know, if you really look at it, Gibson was the last real good young player that we have had in the last 9-10 years that came up and has been an outstanding player. We must do that. But let me tell you this, Marv, I've been enthusiastic. I've made more mistakes than I ever made pluses over players, but I am not sorry for that. I'm sorry that I wasn't smart enough to leave things at the ballpark, because I once told my wife this: the day will come where I will pay back for all the wonderful years we've had. This might be one of those years, but it is never going to happen again where I got to go home for no recuperation.
Sparky, in 10 seconds or less, can a year like this make you think perhaps that is it in terms of managing?
I think it can make you stronger towards wanting to manage. That you have to understand that winning is wonderful, but winning isn't everything. Baseball is so far greater than all that.
Sparky, thank you very much for joining us, and I hope you're feeling better.
Thank you, Marv. I feel great.
All right, Detroit Tiger manager Sparky Anderson, ironically, just before he left the ball club because of exhaustion, he had said that he hopes to manage until he's 80 years old. We'll be back in a moment.